Welcome, my friends. This is Rabbi Aharon Dubinsky coming to you today, live in the flesh, from Jerusalem, the capital of the holy country of Israel. Beautiful day today. You should be here. You should see it, especially if you're Jewish. You should be here. Anyway, I want to quote you something from somebody who wasn't Jewish. His name was Henry David Thoreau. He lived during the bulk of the 1800s. And he said, the mass of people live lives of quiet desperation. And in his quote, he goes on to say, they live quiet desperation in their homes, quiet desperation at work, quiet desperation in everything they do. What they seem to think of as resignation is really, in fact, desperation. Pick this one apart, folks. This is really an important thought. What he's saying is, most people do not live the life they can live. Instead, they settle for what's coming to them or what they think is only coming to them. And because of that, they're desperate. They can't get to the life they want to live. They can't do anything about it. They're stuck, so to speak, and they can't do anything. We don't have that problem. As a matter of fact, we have a role model. And this week's Torah portion, Pinchas. Pinchas was the son of Eleazar, who was the son of Aaron HaKohen. Now, because he was already alive, he was not in the line of Kohanim. He was just the grandson of the Kohen Gadol. So, when he saw what was going on in the Jewish camp, you'll remember the story, that the daughters of Midian came down to seduce the Jewish men, and some of them were taken in by this, because Bilam and Balak couldn't get to them any other way, because they realized the only way they could curse the Jewish people was if Hashem himself said, curse the Jewish people, which he did not say. As a matter of fact, the words he gave him are, how goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. Not much of a curse. Really doesn't help to put them away. So he tried in desperation to go to morality. Morality is always a strong key. It can take people who are do-gooders and make them do-badders, because all of a sudden, their thoughts are gone. There's countless stories of so many men in history who, for the pleasure of 5 minutes, threw away what took them decades to achieve. Generals, politicians, very important men in society. That's them. That's not us. We can't do that. What did we talk about last time? We talked about the fact we're supposed to be an example to the world. We're not followers. We are leaders. So what did Pinchas do when he saw the immorality going on in the camp of Israel? He took a spear and he threw it at who he believed to be the ringleader, and it stopped. How did it stop? Well, because what was happening is while this was going on, there was a plague. People were dying. When he did this, the plague was over. And Hashem himself commended Pinchas for what he did, commended him for what he did, to the point where he said, now you will be a Kohen, and your children after them, and for all eternity, your family, who is not destined to be Kohanim, are not going to be Kohanim. And what was Pinchas called? They called him a zealot. Not a very pretty term. When you think of a zealot, what do you think of? You think of somebody who's over the top. They're doing things that are way beyond the normal, and they're doing things that you couldn't possibly agree with, because, after all, they are a zealot. Well, yeah, I will agree with you. This was way over the top. He took a spear and he threw it right through the two of them. Way over the top. But it stopped the plague. Way over the top. But not only did the plague stop, but he and his family became Kohanim. He did what needed to be done at the moment. And sometimes that's what Hashem requires of us, to do what needs to be done. We're not a nation of followers. We are the firstborn to Hashem. We are the children of Israel. We have been around for over 3,000 years. How many people have tried to take us out, either through direct killing, slaughter, through sending us into exile? Many, many ways have been tried, and none has ever been successful. As a matter of fact, it's an amazing thing to those who study these things that we have survived as we have, intact as a people, particularly when you consider sometimes we were sent to the four corners of the earth. But somehow, what we have to offer is so important. Hashem makes sure that we stay together as a cohesive group, that we do what must be done, just like Pinchas did what must have been done at the time to stop the plague. And of course, the honor was he became a Kohen, which he was not destined to do. Amazing, isn't it? So we have to ask ourselves in our day-to-day lives, what are we doing that we could be doing better? What are we doing better that we could be doing great? We need to be always striving for the best, for the highest madrega, for the highest level of whatever we're doing. We need to go for it. Why? Well, in the old days, I used to say to people, this is life. It's not a dress rehearsal. This is the real thing. And you know what? Much as I ever hate to say this about myself, I was wrong. It is a dress rehearsal. It is the dress rehearsal. It is the thing to prepare us for what's to come, the world to come. That's the real thing. It's an illusion. It's smoke, and it's mirrors, and it's feathers, and all sorts of sparkles. It's all the things that try to pull us in so that we will not follow the path that we are destined to follow. But that's not who we are. And that's not why we are here. Why are we here? Let's remember, take a look back. We are here to learn how to live a joyous, loving, and a fulfilling life that brings us closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the creator of the universe. And because this is not our first time around, because we've had previous lifetimes, we have issues that need to be taken care of. Issues where we messed up in a previous life. Issues where we didn't do the right thing in a previous life. And now we have to have a second chance to do it right. And the things that are hardest for us, you can pretty much bet that's your tikkun. It's the kind of thing where, people always say, I wish I had so-and-so's life. Well, I have a friend who used to say this example, and he was absolutely correct. You take a stadium of 10,000 people, give them all plastic bags, and if they could do this, take all of the things they would like to get rid of in their life, put it in this plastic bag, throw all the bags in the infield, and then blow a whistle, and watch everybody run to get their own bag back. You see, what we don't get is what's hard for us is easier for the next guy. What seems easy for him, what seems hard in our eyes, we would like to trade with him. But the fact is, we don't want to trade. We don't want to trade at all because what seemingly is easy for him is hard for us. And all we are is getting into a deeper and deeper hole. Let's deal with what we've been given. Let's take care of the things that we have to take care of. We have challenges from previous lifetimes, and they must be dealt with before we can move on properly. So we need to work on these. We talked a couple of weeks ago about people who have alternative lifestyles. I'm not going to get into it, which kind, because there are so many of them. So many different people saying there's dozens and dozens of genders, and that you don't have to be the gender that you were born. You could be another gender inside of you, is a gender waiting to come out of you, and all these other things, which are a bunch of hogwash. It's ridiculous. Hashem created two. It tells you, Adam, Eve. He created two. That's it. But people come in, and also people who feel the need to I don't use the word mate. It's not a good word, but have relations with people of the same gender. It's a tikkun. It's a tikkun. It's one of the hardest tikkuns you could ever get. But it is a tikkun, and it has to be taken care of. If you pass on it, you will go out of this lifetime, and you will come back next time with a tikkun ultimately more difficult. We don't want to do that. We want to take care of it now. Get it out of the way. It's because when we do that, our lives are clear. We're able to enjoy things in our lives. When I came to Israel, I thought to myself, what am I going to do here? And now I see myself in a life where I never knew I could be this happy. It never even occurred to me. in every area of my life, in friends, and the people I daven with, my wife, my children. God bless them all. Every day I get up is an exciting day for me. It's a good day for me. It's a day for me to do what I was put here to do. And that's my intention every day. And part of what I was put here to do is to let you know that you need to do what you were put here to do. So do that. Keep that in your mind. Have a great Shabbos and a great week ahead. You be good. You be happy. You be full of love. And you be fulfilled, because that's part of the life that you were put here to live. Good luck, my friends. All the best. God bless.